Today I'm going to show projective. Projective has a wide range of movement. For example, it can, unlike many processors, it can spread fingers. And there is a servo motor down there. Let me show it. When it pushes, it sprays its fingers. Because of lack of electricity, like right now, it can't spray. Like I need to push it with my hand. And then also there is a wrist. It also has a wrist, and this motor controls this range of movements, as you can see. And there is a motor in the middle level, and that motor controls this movement. It also has pressure sensors in index, middle, and thumb. And so, like if you touch with those, depending, there is a unit I named pseudo-field unit, which has a vibration motors, and you attach this part to your arm with a armband, and when you touch something, you feel it, and like depending on pressure, it vibrates more or less. The main brain of the prosthetic is the Raspberry Pi 4. It has a camera, and this camera sees objects and detects few of them. Like it can detect water bottles, mouses, keyboards, and like spheres. And with like I call this mode automatic detection mode. In this mode, prosthetic will change grips depending on the thing it sees. So for example, it has a different grip for mouse. It has a different grip for keyboards, and like also unlike other prosthetics, this has a two muscle sensor. One of them will be placed in the cut part of your arm, and other will be placed on your shoulders, like traditional pure mechanical prosthetic. In that way, like in the mouse mode, when you use your prosthetic in mouse mode, if you like use your muscles in here, you will activate left. You will make a left click, and if you use your muscles in your shoulder, it will activate a right click. Like this kind of capability depends on the mode. And also, if you want to change your mode, there is also color sensor. With this color sensor, you can change the mode of prosthetic with just pointing something to the dedicated color. I recommend carrying a multicolored ribbon. I didn't want to implement buttons for it, because if I implemented buttons, it will be really hard for a person missing both hands. So I decided to use color sensor for that. And also the Raspberry Pi also controls the Arduino Mega, which controls all of the electronics and the things. And it is supplied with a 3S drone LiPo batteries. You can use smaller ones or bigger ones like this. And also, currently it uses a heart sensor, because heart sensor is a muscle sensor, because I tested with different heart sensors, and heart sensors in my case provided enough efficiency and enough resolution to use as muscle sensor, and this really kept price down. Like it is like, as you can see, very cheap prosthetic, but even this kind of cost-cutting measures can really decrease your price of it. Like you can use you can use muscle sensor instead of heart sensor as well. Also, instead of using cheap servos like this, I also made I make my own motors, which which are stronger but require modifications on the servo. So, like this motor. This motor has a stronger motor with same gearbox, and it has completely different programming and electronics. I use this a board for those kind of stronger handmade motors, and they have this. They are just as capable, but they are much stronger. But all like initial, I don't use this for the initial thing because like it's increases the price of it and complexity of it. So for this thing, I am just showing it with normal motors. And also I plan to have voice control. I experimented with Pocket Sphinx, but it didn't work so much. It didn't work well. So I will use Google's. I will add 3G capability to it, and I will add. I will add. I will use Google's voice recognition software, which you make send the text and send sound and wait for the string of it, and with internet you can use that service. And I use buck converters to convert voltage of 3S LiPo battery to acceptable voltages. Currently, I am using handmade power distributors for servo motors, but I will switch to a different Premade. I will switch to the Premade servo controller to reduce complexity, like to make it easier to assemble, and that is the capabilities of the project here.